animation is so ugly, it's really hard to tell what she did. So, I tried to get back into Lords of the Fallen. Not to be confused with Lords of the Fallen. And I realized once I was back at the second boss, one of the biggest issues with the game is the animation quality. Now I know what you're wondering. Aren't Dark Souls animations doo-doo? Yes, of course they are also pretty bad. Difference being, here we have a game where I cannot see what this character's movement is supposed to represent. She moves her hips like Shakira and strikes like a pong paddle. No rhyme or reason. The jitteriness of the movements is what makes it near impossible to tell when she's starting and when she's stopping. Really, replaying Lords of the Fallen, I was surprised by how not as shit as I remembered it was. Still, at this particular boss, I was left wondering why would I stay here and suffer through a disastrous mess? It is because the rest of the game is charming enough to me. And if we look at Dark Souls 2, a game with some pretty poopy animations of its own, yet I know when and how these dudes are attacking. I'm talking about this boss where you have two separate guys. I think it's even more than two, it becomes 3 or 4. This is not to say I am not grateful that this Lords of the Fallen reboot doesn't have these Dark Souls 3-esque animations, these Dark Souls 3 spasm attacks. It just makes me wonder what is the reason for animations being so poorly made. I can see some of them are properly done. Here, my observation at the start of the game is that the player's attacks have a very short startup window, and then the ending is very long. So there's a very long period where the attack just hovers in the air. This is not in a realistic way, mind you. This is not in a cinematic way that's supposed to emphasize the strength of a blow or a swing. It just is. I guess that they were trying to make it some sort of emphasis on the moves, as when I was playing it before, it felt like it was similar to how it is in Fable. And I assume that there's some kind of idea that this is beneficial to your game. And I think in these animations lie the clue that this is supposed to be impactful, even though it really is not. These animations don't feel impactful, they just feel silly. And I am, of course, aware that they most likely used some sort of motion capture technology, and then later they flicked some switches and moved some stuff around, and we ended up with this. The fact that these animations look bad on their own would be fine if it didn't get in the way of gameplay. Nobody wants that. And here is my solution. Just let Japanese studios do your melee animations. Look at Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry. That's about it. These animations make you feel like a badass. The enemies, these animations help you understand what they're trying to do. It makes you understand when to dodge, when to block, when to sit back and enjoy your pizza. We need that impact in our animations. We need to know what our moves are doing, what the enemies are doing. And in a melee focused game, this is incredibly important. We need animations that tell a story. Animations that allow us to understand. Not these drunken ramblings of a madman.